High in the icy wilderness of northern Norway, beyond where paved roads dare to go, stands a building few people have ever seen, and even fewer have been inside. Perched atop a cliff, battered by relentless Arctic winds, this lone structure looks like something from another planet. Its windows stare into a world of endless snow, midnight suns, and howling storms. It is known only as Station 46. From the outside, it appears simple. A gray concrete shell, half buried in the frozen ground. But inside is a different world entirely. Visitors describe a place that feels like stepping into the future. Humming servers, walls of flickering screens, and a control room that resembles a sci-fi command center. And yet, the question remains. Why would such a high-tech facility be placed in one of the most inaccessible spots in Europe? The story begins decades ago, during the Cold War. Intelligence agencies needed a place far from prying eyes, far from cities where sensitive communications could be monitored without interference. The site was chosen not just for its remoteness, but for something stranger, a unique geographical position that allowed it to intercept signals from satellites passing over the North Pole. But Station 46 didn't close when the Cold War ended. In fact, it grew. Over the years, whispers spread. Some claimed it was an advanced weather research center, tracking climate shifts in real time. Others swore it was part of a European deep space monitoring program, listening for signs of extraterrestrial contact. The truth, however, has always been shrouded in secrecy. The few who have been granted access describe an eerie journey. First, a military helicopter flies over miles of frozen sea and jagged mountains. Then, a snowcat vehicle carries visitors along an unmarked trail, where whiteout conditions can erase the world around you. Finally, a steel door slides open to reveal a heat blast and the surreal interior. Inside, the air smells faintly metallic. Thick cables snake along the floor, disappearing into reinforced rooms. In one chamber, a massive circular antenna dominates the space, pointing straight up into the night sky. In another, walls are lined with sealed, temperature-controlled lockers, each containing data drives marked only with dates and codes. There is no phone signal here, no internet access without clearance. Once inside, you are cut off from the world. The strangest part? Nobody outside the facility knows exactly what's stored in those drives.
If the truth ever came out, people would never see the night sky the same way again.
Most people assume that a building so isolated would be abandoned during the dark winter months, but that's when Station 46 is most active. In the pitch-black Arctic night, when temperatures plummet to minus 40 degrees Celsius and storms rage outside, the facility glows like a beacon, its lights piercing through the snow. Locals in nearby fishing villages, some over 100 kilometers away, have reported strange phenomena during these months. They say their compasses start spinning wildly when pointed toward the station. Fishermen claim to have seen brief flashes in the night sky, like lightning without clouds. Some former employees speaking off record suggest the building houses a subterranean section, an entire second facility buried deep under the permafrost. These underground levels are said to contain massive data vaults, laboratories, and a power system unlike anything used in standard European research stations. One technician recalled being ordered to transport a sealed heavy crate to the lower levels. It was marked only with a single word: Aurora. The name Aurora appears again in declassified satellite images from the early 2000s. On several occasions, the northern skies above the station glowed a strange electric blue, brighter and sharper than any natural aurora borealis. A leaked internal report allegedly suggested these lights were not natural at all, but the result of high-energy experiments. Then there's the incident from 5 years ago. For 3 days, the station went completely dark. No radio contact, no lights, no signs of activity. A Norwegian military team was sent to investigate. They never released their findings, but satellite photos from the week after show a fresh patch of scorched earth beside the building, and what appears to be a new, larger antenna array on the roof. It began with a strange radio transmission picked up by amateur ham operators in Sweden. The signal was heavily distorted, but 3 words were clear enough to make it onto conspiracy forums within hours.
We can't contain...
Just 24 hours later, a team of unknown individuals, dressed in heavy Arctic gear, was spotted on satellite imagery moving toward the facility. They approached during a blizzard, when visibility dropped to near zero. The intruders breached the outer perimeter. No alarms, no resistance. It was as if the station was waiting for them. Beneath a reinforced hatch in the main hall was a spiral stairwell descending deep into the frozen earth. There, rows of enormous cylindrical tanks lined the walls, filled with a shimmering blue liquid that seemed to emit its own light. In the center of the chamber stood a massive machine, part antenna, part reactor, slowly rotating as if searching for something in the sky above. On a nearby monitor, coordinates were scrolling. Every few seconds, the numbers shifted slightly, as though tracking a moving target. The heading read, "Signal source, approaching." The final seconds of the video show the chamber doors slamming shut and the sound of metal locking into place. A low vibrating hum filled the room. The same hum locals had claimed to hear across the ice for years. None of the intruders were ever seen again. 3 days later, Station 46 returned to normal operations, but the fisherman who'd seen the lights under the ice says that on the night of the breach, the glow was brighter than ever, spreading far under the frozen sea, pulsing rhythmically like a heartbeat, and then without warning, it stopped. Some believe Station 46 made contact that night, not just with satellites, not with any Earth-based technology, but with something else entirely, something that might now know exactly where we are. And if that's true, Europe's most remote building may not be a watchtower looking outward. It may be a warning post, standing guard until whatever's out there decides to arrive.